How do I make golf YouTube videos every day? And what's the biggest challenge? Let's do it. And let's do it now. There's a reason for the backpack too. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. Guys, first things first, today's video is one that I've been putting off for quite a while, but it's also one, to be honest, it's probably the most requested video which I get on the channel. How do you make so many YouTube videos? Are you ever going to run out of ideas? What's the biggest challenge you have whilst making YouTube videos every day? And how do you make them every day? How do you edit them? How do you film them? What camera do you have? Do you have a film crew? Do you have an editor? We're going to address all of that today. Guys, just a quick side note, today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, so we're going to get to that later on in the video. But how do I make them? So you see, I said at the start of this video, there's a reason for the backpack. I couldn't do what I do without, not necessarily this backpack, but a backpack. And in here, we generally have, I take this with me everywhere, every day. For anyone that wants to really carry it, it's the OGO backpack. I've used it for ages now. So what we have in here generally consists of what you need. So you obviously need a camera. This is a Canon EOS M50. I've used it for ages. I like it because it's got a flip out screen and I can see exactly what I'm filming. If it works. Why is that not working? Ah, there we go. So you can see there that you can see me, I can see you, and everyone's nice and happy. Without that, yeah, I wouldn't be able to make the videos obviously because it's camera. In here we also have things like a tripod. Try getting through the airport with this. They think it's all sorts of things. This is what I use on the course and course vlogging. However, this one is really, really handy, and so many people always ask, James, what tripod do you use? How do you get it to stand up really tall and then in the next shot it's kind of nice and low? And it's this one. I'm not entirely sure if that is a good make or not. I found it on Amazon and yeah, it's just got loads of telescopic bits, so it works really well. They're good, but they're a bit flimsy, and to be honest, it's on its last legs as well. They're quite expensive as well. That almost costs as much as that, and that's been way better. In here, we also have a microphone, so this is what we use out on the golf course. Loads of people always comment on the audio quality of videos, if the good audio quality of videos when you're outside, if it's windy, if it's blustery. And to be honest, it doesn't really get any better than what we've got. So today, as you'll see here, we're using a lapel, I think you'll call it. So that's obviously better. That's okay when you're working by yourself. But sometimes when I'm with Chris, I'll have the lapel on and we'll talk to each other. I'll make sure he talks into there instead of talking to the camera. Also in the back, we have the drone. So I don't actually use that as much as I would like to. It's a DJI Mavic Air, I think it is. So it folds up quite nicely. You can see that it comes out to be nice and big. We've got a remote with it as well. I did have a DJI Spark. I'm not going to lie. I flew that one into a fence. So I thought I'll get a more expensive one and then I'll be more careful with it. I flew this one into a tree, but it did survive, so we got away with that. Now, one of the biggest pieces of equipment you need to be a YouTuber, a golf YouTuber, or any kind of YouTuber is an iPhone. The camera on this iPhone is absolutely ridiculous. And that brings me into, guys, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You can explore new skills, develop existing interests, or just get lost in creativity like myself. So one of the big classes that I've been using, you may remember that last time Skillshare sponsored a video, I spoke to you about the guys at Wild Rabbit Productions and the aerial photography and aerial video skills they helped me with. This time it's a class by a guy named Maude, and it is a low budget filmmaking tips and tricks for an indie look. Now, I'm not overly bothered about an indie look, but for me, I'm obviously from Yorkshire, low budget filmmaking is exactly down my alleyway. You don't need a huge budget to make good YouTube videos. You don't need loads of money. To be honest, the camera on this iPhone is particularly better than the camera that I'm running there. That's a Canon 80D. You may have wondered what I was filming on earlier on when I was showing you the camera that we use. And it's the Canon 80D. It's got the Rode mic on top. If you could get a particularly good mic for an iPhone, then I would just use this all the time. Some of the best videos I've shot have been on my iPhone, so being able to create a low budget movie really, really helps. I've personally found that some of the lessons in Matty Brown's course have been more beneficial than others. Shooting experimental in-camera effects, editing, painting the picture. The biggest one for me is staying inspired. When you're making videos every day, you have to stay inspired. You can't just roll out rubbish videos and expect people to watch them. You can also get a little bit of burnout as well, which I'll talk to you about later on in the video. But definitely a fantastic class for anyone who's wanting to learn about making good quality films on a low budget. So guys, last time I teamed up with Skillshare for this free trial, a lot of people absolutely loved it. So the first 1,000 people that click the link in the description will get a free trial, and after that it's only $10 a month. So if you want to keep going with that, if you want to keep learning, keep pushing yourself, maybe dive into something new, then go ahead with that. Like I said, I've personally been using it for quite a while. It's helped me with drone shots, it's helped me with creating films on a low budget, it's helped me with quite a lot of things. Now, a lot of people say, how do you edit your videos? And I just use an Apple MacBook. I did get this right when I started YouTube and it's worked really, really well. A lot of people who make YouTube videos, I think, spend a lot more time editing than what I do. I make daily content, as you all know, and for me, I couldn't spend the time editing that a lot of people do. I don't want to get an editor. I love the idea of doing it all myself. I think that's why I've kind of kept so driven with it a little bit. I don't know many guys that do it all themselves. People are generally just smarter than that, aren't they? But yeah, I just use iMovie. iMovie works particularly well. It's not too difficult. I know a lot of you guys won't really be interested in this, but so many people ask me, so I thought it's a great time with lockdown looming to just let you know, really. So yeah, iMovie on there. Now, as I put all this junk back in here, you're probably saying, junk, well, surely all this has cost you a lot of money. It has cost money, but to be honest, you don't need half of it to make good YouTube videos, to make good golf videos, to play good golf either. My golf's actually gone, it's actually gone shockingly downhill since I've been doing these videos, even though I'm probably hitting more golf balls than ever before. But on a serious note, guys, you don't need half of the stuff that I've got. I have it because, to be honest, I had the M50 camera, that broke like a few days before I was going to film in Abu Dhabi, so I had to get another camera. So I bought the 80D camera, which we're filming on now. If the M50 hadn't have broke and then I got it repaired while I was away, so now I've got two cameras. But to be honest, you probably do need a backup if you are going to do daily, just in case. Things can happen. Is that a scratch in there? No, it's not. Things can happen, obviously, with all the hitting the lenses and stuff like that, which a lot of people love, a lot of people hate. The equipment can get a little bit beat up, so having some kind of backup does help. Oh, what was that? Ball left, I suppose. But what is the biggest challenge? So the biggest challenge for me making these videos isn't providing daily content, isn't people leaving negative reviews, isn't even playing bad golf. The hardest thing is being so addicted to your work, in love with your work. The work-life balance, I'm not gonna lie, isn't even there, as you can imagine, with the amount of time that I'm on the computer, that I'm out filming, that I'm filming with friends, and I absolutely love it. I wouldn't have it any other way, I don't think, because I get to spend time whilst I'm working with my friends, with Foxy, with Sprigsy, with Chris. But definitely I think work-life balance may need to find a way in there somewhere. So that's the biggest thing, which I think, guys, if you do enjoy the videos, then thank you. I really hope that you do enjoy what you see. If you don't enjoy them, maybe go and watch someone else. Honestly, I don't sit out there to please everyone, because I know that you can't. And I know a lot of people who are watching this particular video will be thinking about maybe starting themselves, will be thinking, should I, shan't I? It's the best thing I ever did. You just have to be a bit thick-skinned, you have to have good ideas, you have to let your imagination sometimes run wild with yourself. But yeah, if you're gonna have a go, have a go. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please make sure you do smash that subscribe button below. Leave us a like if you enjoyed that. Remember, guys, this video was sponsored by Skillshare. So the first 1,000 people who click the link in the description will get a free 3-month trial, and then after that, it's $10. If you want to keep it, great. If not, then don't worry about it. Apart from that, guys, thank you so much for watching. That has been, I'll call it a what's in the bag with a difference, I think. But apart from that, see you tomorrow. Bye.